Your daily escape is brought to you by me, Cassie, with Oddball Escapes.
The road to Hana. This is a stunning scenic drive on the island of Maui. Of course, we're talking about Hawaii. We want to show you a few highlights of this route, but first, we want to point out a few realities that may help set the expectation for this experience. First of all, this is a windy drive, and depending on where you start, it is 64 miles long. Uninterrupted, the drive is about 2.5 hours. That's not too bad, but this is not a road just to get you from point A to point B. You're going to get out of the car several times. There's plenty to see along the way. But this drive, look at it. It's going to go slow, especially if there's traffic. At times, it may actually feel like you're in a rental car parade. Don't worry about it. Don't let the drive stress you out. There's a reason why this road is sometimes referred to as Divorce Highway. So don't let that be you. You'll want to give yourself plenty of time to make the drive and to experience the top destinations that you want to see. All right, let's start near the beginning. This is one of the first waterfalls on the route at mile marker 2. This area is typically called Twin Falls, but that's not the falls that's pictured here. Twin Falls is smaller and closer to the entrance, a bit easier to get to. This one is more of a hike, harder to get to, and it's called Caveman Falls. Both of these tend to be a bit more crowded since it's the first opportunity to see a waterfall on the road to Hana. Let's continue down the road. If you're looking to hike, this is a great trail option near mile marker 9. You can choose from two loop trails. One's about 15 minutes, the other's about a half an hour long. There are some overlooks, but the main draw is getting into nature. You'll want to read up about the various trees, plants, flowers that you'll see on these trails. And if it's been raining lately, be prepared. Your hiking shoes may get muddy. Now, we're headed only 1 mile down the road to mile marker 10. This is worth a stop, even though there's an admission fee. The grounds are well kept, and you'll have great ocean views. There's a 100-year-old mango tree, a forest, different gardens, a banana patch, and you'll be able to see a waterfall off in the distance. It's definitely worth spending some time here. So, all of this, everything we've mentioned so far, is within the first 10 miles. Do you see why the Road to Hana experience takes all day? Let's travel a bit farther down the road. There are several scenic overlooks over the next several miles. Sometimes they're hard to get in and out of, or there's a small space for only 3 or 4 cars, such as this one at mile marker 18. So keep in mind that your experience will depend on what's available as you're driving down the road. And it's another reason to drive slow. You'll want to be ready to turn into these overlooks if there's space, and also be alert for the cars pulling out of these overlooks. Next is this beauty at mile marker 19. First of all, if the parking area is full, do not park several cars deep into the roadway. Drive past it. There's a turnout farther down the road where you can park and walk back down to the falls. But there's not really a walkway, so just be cautious. Oh, but this waterfall is beautiful. This valley is one of the wetter places on the island. It receives 100 to 300 inches of rain per year. So, of course, these waterfalls may look different depending on how much water there is when you get to see it. From here, as we head down the road, there will be more waterfalls, more scenic overlooks. There's even a marketplace at mile marker 29. But we want to skip past that and show you something more unique. At a turnoff near mile marker 31, you can experience the Hana lava tube. Yes, this is a natural creation from when lava was flowing underground and toward the ocean. This tube hardened as lava was flowing through it, and then the lava drained out. That's a simple way of explaining it, but you can walk inside the tube. It's a unique experience, and I highly recommend it, especially if you haven't been in a lava tube before. And this, have you seen a black sand beach before? Along the road to Hana, you can find white sand beaches, red sand beaches, and black sand beaches. They're all determined by the volcanic soils. But this one is the famous black beach. It's very small, and there's a lava arch in the water for gorgeous photos. There are also two freshwater caves that you can take a trail to. This area is full of legends and stories. You're actually in a state park, and there's so much to experience here. There's even some ancient burial sites and temples from the ancient Hawaiians that lived on the island. This park is at mile marker 32, just outside of the town of Hana, which is at 34. The road does continue past Hana, but we just don't have time to explore further. But we do feel like there's one last thing to show you. This waterfall is at mile marker 45, and it is sometimes referred to as the perfect falls. They are tall, they are beautiful, and it's located on the road along a bridge. So if you're up for driving just beyond Hana, this one is super easy to see. And with that, we are going to wrap up our journey today. Everything we mentioned today is just a glimpse into why the road to Hana is a top attraction on the island of Maui.